It's 2020 and menstruation is still shrouded in severe social taboos in India. Hi guys, my name is Indraja and May is Menstrual Awareness Month, so I just wanted to use this opportunity to kind of talk about taboos surrounding menstruation in India and how they impact women. There are a number of myths about periods and about menstruating women that exist in our society, and culturally in India, a menstruating woman is considered dirty and impure. We know that often menstruating women are not allowed to enter temples, they're not allowed to participate in religious rituals, they're not allowed to touch holy books and kind of contaminate places that are considered pure. This isn't just true for rural India, it's also true for urban India. In many of our urban households, we'll see things like girls are not allowed to say water the tulsi plant while they're on their period, or they're not allowed to sit in a havan. This can take some more severe forms. For example, while a girl is menstruating, she may have to eat in separate plates, she may have to use different utensils, she may have to cook her own food. In some places, in some families that I know of personally, girls do not sleep on a bed during their period, they will sleep on a mat on the floor. These superstitions can take some very, very bizarre forms as well. For example, menstrual blood is considered contaminating, and anyone who comes in contact with it needs to go through a purification process. Or girls will not be allowed to touch pickles because even the most well-preserved food can go bad if a menstruating woman touches it, because that's the energy of her body and the contaminants that exist inside her while she has her monthly flow. Needless to say, there is no scientific basis for any of this. And in some cases, these myths actually go against science by perpetuating some things which are actively extremely harmful, like prohibiting women from bathing during their period or stopping them from exercising during their period. We have enough evidence to suggest that some amount of exercise actually relieves period pain, and that of course bathing and hygienic practices are extremely important, otherwise women can be at risk of toxic shock syndrome and all sorts of infections. These superstitions and beliefs don't only extend to a mindset, they also have real implications on the lives of girls and women. As of 2018, it's estimated that about 23 million girls drop out of school every year because they have started menstruating. There are a number of reasons for this. One, of course, is that schools, government schools or girls' schools, co-ed schools, they don't have adequate toilet facilities for menstruating girls. Lack of access to menstrual hygiene products forces women to stay inside their homes because the taboo around menstruation is so extreme. They can be subjected to bullying. They might want to hide the fact that they're menstruating because it attracts so much negative attention. Another big factor to consider is that once a girl has her menarche, she starts to be considered sexually mature, which means that her family and the society around her starts to impose more and more restrictions on her mobility, on what she wears, on where she goes, on her education and all other aspects of her life. So the anxiety of getting your period is a very, very real issue for a lot of girls that are growing up in this country. In some cultures, women who start menstruating are considered ready for marriage, which of course can bring a lot of anxiety with it as well. Menstruation should not limit what a woman can and cannot do, the education she can and cannot receive, her mobility and her chances at having a successful life. Menstruation does not mean that a girl's childhood is over. Without access to sanitary napkins, tampons and other menstrual hygiene products, it can be very, very difficult to conceal the fact of menstruation, and this in itself can force women to stay at home. About 75% of women in India are using unhygienic old cloths and rags during their period as an absorption material. This is because of the lack of low-cost alternatives, and it's a really, really big problem. So we've got two aspects to the problem. One of them is the social taboos that are surrounding menstruation, and the other one is access to hygiene products. Both of these issues are really, really big problems in India, and both of them need to be addressed. It is important to improve the understanding of puberty, menstruation, reproductive health amongst women and girls and amongst society in general. In order to address this issue, Himalayan Hemp is developing a low-cost hemp sanitary napkin, which is eco-friendly, reusable and very economical for all sections of society. If you want to know more about these hemp sanitary napkins, you can watch some of our previous vlogs, or you can visit www.himalayanhemp.in and find out more about what this product entails. So at the moment, we're all going through a pandemic which requires us to stay at home. And for this week, we would kind of like to talk about menstruation experiences in lockdown. A lot of women now have to constantly stay at home with the male members of their family, and we would like to know how these social taboos around menstruation are playing out in this period of lockdown. If you have any experiences of coping with this taboo or having to conceal the fact that you're menstruating while sharing space with the male members of the family, do let us know, write into us. You can leave your answer in the comments. And we would like to really use this month to talk about different aspects of the menstrual hygiene crisis in India. So any suggestions related to that are also most welcome. The only way we can address this crisis is by talking about these subjects openly, having these conversations with our family. If for instance, your mother, your grandmother, anybody around you is enforcing these archaic ideas like not participating in religious rituals, or sleeping separately, or eating in a separate utensil while you're menstruating. All of these things can be talked about and addressed. It's a slow, organic process, and all of us need to participate in it instead of just going with it. Throughout this month, we're also going to be compiling resources and facts that you can use as a handy sort of reference to anyone that you want to present some statistics to. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned all this month because we're going to be talking about more related to menstruation. And share this video with your friends. Start a conversation. May is a great time to do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.